Yesterday I had a phone call from the house leveler and he gave me a basic rundown of the costs of the two options that we were thinking. And unfortunately, it's going to be way more expensive than I thought to re-stump the whole house. The other option is to just replace the dodgy stumps and do the leveling, which was about half the price of that. So at this stage, it's looking like that's going to be the go. But I've got someone else coming around today to give me another quote from a different company, and I might do a couple companies to see what they can do. Because yeah, at this rate, there's no way I can afford restumping this whole house. I don't think I've mentioned this yet in any of my videos, but I've got fruit trees in this house. I've got a mandarin tree behind me, and right now I'm heading over to the orange tree. So with a bit of digging, there we go. There's an orange for lunch. And when I mentioned this to someone that I was getting a property with established fruit trees, they were sort of like, wow, that's the coolest thing ever. And I remember at the time thinking, oh, well, you know, I guess it's kind of nice, but I'd never lived with fruit trees before, so I didn't know what it was like. Now I am so used to just popping down, grabbing a mandarin off the tree and off I go. It is such a cool thing to have fruit trees. For some reason, these oranges are incredibly sweet. Some people might enjoy that. For me personally though, I like my citrus fruit to be just a little bit tart, but I reckon I can manage. Speaking of eating healthily, something that I completely forgot to mention was that this weekend I have my 10k run. And with everything that's been going on with the house, I have not paid one single bit of attention to that. The nice thing is that being a 10k run, it's not the most taxing thing in the world, and you know, you could probably do it without any training if you are a fairly regular runner. But I really wanted to try and push myself in this one. Every time I've done a 10k in the past, I've always ended up walking some of it because I've just never been at that level of fitness. And for this one, I said I was gonna be right. I was gonna be ready to go. So it's a bit unfortunate. I reckon I'm gonna struggle through this. I'm gonna head out for a run hopefully tonight. But you know, stuff happens. The house has obviously been a priority. There's nothing wrong with that. So Sunday will be what Sunday's gonna be. Just had another house leveler come around, and he is looking at charging 3/4 of the price of the first guy. I know what you're thinking. Do you want to be spending less considering what you're getting done? But they are a fairly reputable company, so I feel pretty safe with this. I'm slowly working my way through these pickets, these old hardwood pickets, and getting the nails out. So far, the clean pile is that one. It just involves knocking out a couple nails and pushing them through and then pulling them out. It's going to leave nail holes, and they are going to be fairly noticeable. But you know, that's kind of the charm of it. There's an Australian woodworker by the name of George Woodshop. He's just done a table where his customer has used recycled boards from their home, and so you can see all of the holes, and he's just filled them, and that's part of the charm. So, you know, as much as all of these nails are going to leave substantial holes, they'll just need to be filled, and that will be the look of the table. But either way, I'm going to end up with a gigantic pile of wood that's going to be fantastic to use. There's a good chance that all of these panels are going to have to come out as well, because if I replace these concrete posts with 75mm or 100mm steel posts, which are going to be about maybe that wide, it would just be a lot simpler for me to replace the concrete, put in the steel, and then build new posts. I mean, it's going to be a fair bit of lumber to do that, but I can then do anything I want. You know, in this case, this is going to be a garage door, so that won't get done. I've seen them do panels where there's a sort of an arch effect with the strips. You know, I can do so so many different styles. And it'll mean taking all of these down and then being left with a hardwood stack of massive proportions. So yeah, either way, I'm going to end up with some great timber. It might cost a little bit to redo all of this, but I think in the long run, I'm going to have so much cool wood for projects. Because of the water restrictions that are in place in Townsville at the moment, I can only water my yard twice a week, an hour each time. And I remember I used to love watering my yard in Adelaide, and it kind of sucks that I have the limitations put on me, but the one nice thing though is that it makes watering the yard a bit of a special occasion, because I can only do it twice a week.